What is going on? We've got a cool knife to talk about today from Les George. I really like the zipper pouches that he's using. Super thick padding, just they're kind of nicer than what I typically have here and that I ship knives to people that I'm selling and whatnot. I don't know, really nice zipper pouches with a nice patch. Is this like vinyl patch or whatever? Very cool. Maybe at one point, if I ever figure out a logo, I'll do some patches. I actually have an idea for a coin if I do a logo. So I've talked to somebody about that. And speaking of coins, I've got a Marine Corps coin out here today because Les George is a Marine. My dad was a Marine. My good friend Alex over at the Watch and Cut channel is a Marine. So I figured I would just throw this out over there in the corner today just because it seemed like the thing to do. All right. So we have the Les George MK3 today. This was loaned in from my good friend Gary. He's loaned a lot of stuff in on the channel. And this has been on his wish list for a long time. And he has never been able to grab one. So, nicely enough, the folks over at Arizona Custom Knives, they were at Blade Show Texas a few weeks before I'm filming, and they picked one up specifically for him. He asked them, they were going, he coordinated with them, and they proxied for him to pick this up brand new from Les at the show. I think that's super cool. We hear about friends doing that. I have done that for a couple of friends at shows I have been at. But I think it's really cool that Arizona Custom Knives did that for him. And it was just a normal course of doing business for them. So I think that's super cool. He has bought a lot from them. It's going to be funny when or if I ever buy anything from Arizona Custom Knives, because I don't think I've actually bought anything myself. They're going to get my address. It's going to come up in the system with 3 other people's names associated with it. Anyway, let's dive into this thing because it's pretty cool and pretty interesting. It's 4 5/8 closed, 8.5 inches overall. 3.87-inch blade with a 3.6-inch cutting edge. 0.017 behind the edge. 0.148 blade thickness of, as you can see here, amazing MagnaCut. Okay? Super cool. Weighs in at 5 ounces, the same weight as your typical D-cell battery. I've talked about that a many times, but haven't brought it out in a minute. So I figured again, seemed like the thing to do on this video. 5 ounces for a D-cell battery or 5 ounces for the Les George MK3. Right? This thing runs on washers. It's an amazing washer knife. It is, yeah. For a knife on washers, it's amazing. I can't say it's the most amazing washer knife I ever have handled. That would have to go to the Tim Gallion one-off Junkyard Dog XL, the Eagle. This thing is on washers, and it runs like it's on bearings. It's crazy. Yeah, you better watch your hand because your thumb will get cut right quick with the action on that washer knife. But this one, super cool, very basic, very monochromatic. They also have it in a couple of different milling patterns that I have seen on the interwebs. I love the belt satin finish on this spear point, kind of a dagger style. I think it's very cool. The scales I don't love. I kind of wish there was some color. This is almost too monochromatic for me, but okay. Bent clip, it looks big to me. It's not very delicate and dainty and kind of artistic necessarily, but it works great in the pocket. I would take this type of a clip over a fancy clip that just doesn't work in your pocket. And I would certainly take it over a wire clip any day of the week and twice on Sundays, because I really, really do not like wire clips. Now, if you're not familiar with Les George, he started making knives back in 1992. But then in 97, he joined the Marines, was in the Marines for about 10 years, became a full-time knife maker back in 2008. We'll give you some size comparisons here as I give you a little bit of background about him. In 2008, he moved to the backwoods of in 2016, he moved to the backwoods of Mississippi in Blue Springs. And that is about an hour and a half north of where my girlfriend grew up in Starkville, Mississippi. So that's kind of an interesting little factoid there that nobody cares about that's watching this video. So I guess it's interesting to me, but not to you. So never mind. Anyway, he's in Mississippi right now building these amazing knives. This is the RJ Martin Q36 SS. Here's the Sharpie, my go-to, because everybody knows the size of a Sharpie. Everybody kind of knows the size of a D-cell battery. So those are like good comparisons, right? You may never have held a RJ Martin. I'm certain you may not have even heard of Tim Gallion, let alone ever held one. So I do try to pull out some very generic type of items. How about a number 2 pencil even, right? Just because. There you go. A quick rundown. I have, I think, done one other Les George video before. If I can find it, I will put it up in the corner here, but if not, there'll be some other video there. If you choose to go and watch, I would appreciate it. So if you have made it this far in the video, comment down below Mississippi. That tells me you've made it to the end. Thanks, guys.